Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Diamond's Groove and thank you so much for stopping by. Recently I just defended my master's thesis, so today I'll be sharing with us how I prepared and how to present your defense thesis for seminar. In case you want to have a full knowledge of it, please do well to watch this video to the end and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks. So I'll start with what is a defense all about. A thesis defense is a way of presenting or an act of presenting your work, your project, your defense, your seminar to panels which will consist professors, doctors and every other person present in order for you to be graded or scored based on your presentation ability, based on how well you know your work or how familiar you are with what you are presenting and your ability to present it very well, your ability to answer questions, your ability to know what you researched on. For you to carry out an easygoing presentation, seminar, workshops, conferences, presentations, you have to follow some certain guidelines, which today I'll be giving us some guidelines that will help you to go about your presentation. For you to present your research work well, you are expected to read through your work in between lines, to be familiar with what you research on, to be familiar with what you are going to present, pending the kind of questions you will have in the panel. While presenting your work, you have to be very confident and speak audibly. Speak in clear terms so that the people you are presenting to will be able to understand you. Remember that you are the only one who researched on your work. You are the expert of that work and you are the one who carried out your work. So you have to show a very high level of confidence when presenting your work. And also, don't be shy or don't fidget, because you'll be seeing a lot of personalities, a lot of professors, scholars that will be there present to listen to you. The panel you are presenting to, they want to know if you know what you're talking about. They want to know if you can defend your work and explain it. They want to know if you understand or if you understood your work. So they want to know if this work was actually done by you. So when you show them that zeal, that confidence, and you show them that you know what you're talking about, then you are good to go. If you are at your master's level or you're tilting towards being academically inclined, you should know that you are few steps away from becoming like them, like the professors and the doctors. So they want to know if you fit in to this particular system, and they also want to know if you are capable. For you to have a good presentation, you have to practice with time. You have to get familiar with your work. You can practice with your friends. You can also practice in front of a mirror. On the day of your presentation, you have to dress very well. Dress smart, dress comfortable. Remember, at some point, if there's a lot of tension in the hall, you wouldn't want to wear an outfit that you are not comfortable with, or your shoes are paining you because you'll be standing, obviously, or the clothes you're wearing, you thought it's going to last for maybe 10 minutes maximum, but you were managing to tuck in your tummy or to try to act some kind of certain way in that clothing. You have to dress smartly, and dressing also is part of the scoring. So you wouldn't want to score less because of how you dress. While presenting your research work, you will need a whole lot of concentration, because even while you are presenting, your professors, your doctors, the panels, they will be discussing within themselves and deliberating on things about your project, about what you're saying, or points they've noted from your research book, from your project, the copies you've given to them, and they will be deliberating on things that you don't know about. So while presenting, you have to have high level of concentration. Don't panic and don't lose focus while presenting. Before you present, you are expected to find out how many minutes you'll be presenting so that you don't present too long. And I think the maximum minutes for presentation should be between 8 minutes to 10 minutes. You can find out from your school, you can find out from your supervisor how many minutes that will take, so that you don't end up taking too much time. And while practicing, you know that you have to practice what you will present within the range of the stipulated time you will be given for your presentation. And you wouldn't want to be cut short or told 2 minutes more or 3 minutes more, or you have already overspent your time, your allocated time for presentation, because that would totally distract you or make you feel you are not able to present your work the way you wanted to present. So knowing your allocated time, the stipulated time you are expected to present, will make you coordinate yourself well and present very good at that time frame you are given. If you have enough time, not like the Nigerian rush hour where you're already too tired of the research work, the process, and all the limitations. So I recommend that you meet other supervisors in your department to talk to them about your work, what you're researching on, what they would like to contribute to your work, their suggestion, their critique, their area of concentration, and it will also give you an insight of what to expect. If your research will involve making slides for your presentation, it is highly recommended that you have to prepare your slides with keywords, key points, and they are not too worded. So you also have to have a contingency plan in case there's power blackout or there's no lights when you are presenting, or while you are presenting the light goes off or trips off. So you have to be prepared to print out your slides so that when this happens, in case of emergency, you distribute your slides out as papers to your panel so that it will ease the flow of communication, and it will also not make the whole place chaotic and still give them that level of concentration in the hall. So it will not make you feel disappointed, and you have already prepared for this in case it happens. So you share your slides out. It's really highly recommended that you have a particular copy of your work with you, because it will help you when they refer you to a particular page. You can easily go there and not just look like that. You just look into the air, thin air, like you don't know what they are talking about. So try as much as you can to have a copy of your thesis with you. So moving on into the main part of your presentation. In the panel, there are certain things that are expected of you when you are presenting, which I will be stating or listing for us as we discuss along. The panel wants to simply know why you researched on your work. This simply entails the statement of your problem. What led you to researching on this work? What inspired you? Why you choose this research work? The questions that led you to researching on your work. The next point the panel wants to know about your research work is how you carried out the research, methodology, the methods that you use to answer your research questions or hypotheses. The panel wants to know what you found out while carrying out your research. The panel also wants to know your contributions to knowledge. What is the implication of your work? What is the suggestion of your work? What are you recommending as a solution? So now, the panel wants to know why you researched on your work, how you carried out your research work, what you found out from your findings, from your research work, and your contributions to knowledge, the implication, the suggestion, and the recommendation. And after you have given them a rundown of your research work, during your presentation, it's highly expected that they will ask you questions to know if you understood what you presented, to find out more about your knowledge in what you are presenting, your confidence level. Some will also give recommendations, some will contribute to it, and you need a pen or a paper to also jot down things. But anyway, there's always a chairperson who will write down your corrections for you so that you will effect it, and they make sure you make those like corrections on your work. So but it's also good to jot things down if there is nobody to do that, or if you did not notice somebody writing. If a professor asked me what will be my next step for my research career, you may be asked to know the way forward for this your presentation, if you will also be presenting or writing further or researching on other things. How do you intend to publish it? Through either journals, books, conferences, workshops, and all that. They want to basically know if your research work will lead to journals, articles, and be seen in books after your presentation, to know your next step concerning your research career. While you're in your questioning session, be attentive so that you don't be asking, what did you say? Questions you don't understand, you try to ask them to get clarity before you answer. And if you don't know any answer, I would say it's still okay to say you don't know than cajole with them, trying to play mind games, or trying to feel when you perambulate or go around the question, you are going to try to meander it to get your way out. No, that's not correct. That's not good. Don't trick them into believing that you know what you are trying to answer, but then you know very well you don't know what you're answering. It's good to attempt questions, but then if you know you don't know it, don't trick them to believing you know it just for you to say a whole lot of things that don't make sense. And while attempting your questions, try attempting them in a respectful way, constructively, and presentable manner. That's just basically what you'll be experiencing. So these are things I did for my own master's thesis presentation. These are the methods I used. Congratulations to everyone who will be having their presentation, seminars, thesis, and every that has to do with projects. I hope this video met you quite on time, and I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching to this end.